Yes, it's your boy Umber Wolf. I don't know if I want to make this video to showcase before I upload the broken video because I have to redo it, or after. But I did want to say, I guess today the Pope passed, or technically passed today. We don't know when. But I just wanted to talk about the lack of coincidence. All right, now, this might not make much sense, but coincidence, I don't believe in. I don't believe in coincidence. Things line up way too perfectly, way too often. So Friday, which most of the world sees as Good Friday, is generally celebrated by Christians as the day that Jesus died on the cross and was also buried. Sunday is technically the day, which was yesterday, which was Easter, was technically the day that most Christians celebrate as the resurrection of Jesus, Yeshua, Yahusha. What I think is weird is the synchronicities of things that line up, or I guess overlap these days. So imagine, right? A day where people remember in memoriam of a man being beaten within an inch of his life because he claimed he was God, and then hung on a cross, like nails through your hands. Like, that's just torture, right? Torture. Objectively speaking, it's torture. Yet, on this last Friday, the movie Sinners was released. Sinners, right? Jesus died on the cross for your sins. Sinners. It's crazy. And then on Sunday, Pope comes out for his last mass, and then today, Monday, supposedly he died. I still think he died on Sunday, which would make it more coincidental, even though we don't believe in coincidence. But I just think there's a whole, and when I say this, I'm not speaking about Western Christianity, but there is a whole godly spiritual message, I believe. There's an overlap. And I just think it is so phenomenal when things line up. Now, don't get me wrong. It's very easy to release a movie called Sinners on Good Friday on purpose. Like that was on purpose, right? But why if it was on purpose and the director did it on purpose, or whoever's in charge, why did they do it on that day? Was it as a mockery? Or was it in memoriam as well? Like, oh, we're all sinners. Because the trailer I've seen for the movie has a lot to do with, and I know a little bit more about what the movie is about, but the trailer kind of showcases, like, it looks like voodoo and wicked behavior and darkness and all that jazz. And it's crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's just crazy how things line up. We've got a Catholic, a Mormon, some non-denominational Christians in our office, and an African spiritualist who actually also dabbles in pagan worship of Odin and Thor.
What?
And so I'm sitting and I listen a lot, and I like to ask people, because mythology, or even studying the study of other religions, especially like pre-Diluvian religions, I like that kind of stuff. But I also do like listening to some of the today's stuff, you know. I'm like, oh wow, that's what they believe. Okay. Basically, everybody has an opinion. The Catholic came in, and I asked him, I said, hey, how's your family feel about like the Pope passing? So I said, well, do you care? And he's like, I mean, I know my grandma loves him, and she's probably gonna be crying. My parents are probably gonna be really upset and sad. And I was like, okay. And then the Mormon guy, which is also the guy who generally gives me weird compliments, and he was talking about how he needs to find a barber to cut his hair today, like mine's. Neither here nor there. And I said, well, you know, I could teach you how to cut your own hair, because I just cut mine up, and it's not perfect, but hey, it saved me some money. Nah, it's okay. I'll just find a barber. You know, where you go?
Yo, like, what?
I'm getting off topic. The Mormon guy jumps in because the Catholic asks us, what do you think you went to heaven? And I'm like, oh, I don't really have an opinion on it, honestly. How can I know? I'm terrestrial. I'm a human. And I was like, how do I know the machinations of the universe? I don't know. And I was like, I threw it back on them. I said, what do you guys think? And the Mormon guy had taken the conversation from, do you think you went to heaven or not? And he drew a diagram. He grabbed a board and started drawing a diagram. He's like, so basically, before you're born, you're a spirit baby. When you're a spirit baby, you're with the Lord. And when you're with your Lord, you're spirit baby. And then you come through this veil, you forget everything. You get amnesia, forget everything. I'm like, okay, I'm listening. I was like, after that, you come to this world, you find a body, you get in a body, and then you try to live your life the best you can. In my mind, I'm thinking, what does this have to do with the Pope if he's going to heaven or not? Like, it's just a question. Nobody knows the answer, right? And then he goes to this thing, which was crazy. It's not crazy. Let me not say that. That's not very nice. Because it's not crazy. We all have beliefs. I'm not going to say that about somebody believing a specific religion. It is maybe for me or it may not be for me. That's about it. It doesn't answer the question. He starts saying that there's only 2 religions in the world that actually have a father. The Church of Mormon, or a Church of Jesus Latter-day Saints, are not called the Church of Mormon. They'd only be called Mormons. He said that's derogatory and equivalent to saying the N-word. Huh? According to him, they believe that, like, after Pentecost, when the disciples all got their dose of the Holy Spirit, and they started speaking in tongues and, you know, prophesying, all that, it went away when they all got killed, when they all were killed. And then for the Mormon church, Jesus came back and then found 12 new disciples and gave them that power. So then the power still goes on in the Mormon church, but only through the apostles. I was like, huh. The Catholic guy, I was like, okay, what do you think about that? The Catholic guy's like, that didn't answer the question about the Pope going to heaven or not. Thank you. And the Mormon guy's like, oh, okay. So then the Mormon guy says, the Catholic Church, they're incorrect. See, we weren't even going this far. We weren't taking pot shots, man. Who can tell anybody else what they're doing is wrong? As long as nobody's being physically hurt or being abused, you can believe whatever you want to believe. One day we'll all find out the truth, right? I could be wrong, anybody can be wrong, but one day we'll find out the truth. And it may be that most of us are on the right path and we're missing a few tiny things that have been hidden. Who knows? We start getting so into the weeds about this stuff when all we were asking was one simple thing. And the Mormon guy was just going on about Mormonism's the only way. And I'm like, dude, this is why they tell you not to have conversations about religion, about politics, and something else. I forgot the third topic. Because people monopolize. It's hard to have a conversation without putting your spin on it. And here I am trying to do that. We're trying to do that. That's how our office is built. So we have to bring him down. And he's been here. He's the newest guy to the office. So we bring him down, and he just spins back up. But it was pretty funny. Probably went on for about 30 minutes about that. Once again, it reminded me that we are all in an environment where everybody wants to be right. It is so okay to be wrong. It is so okay to not have the answer to everything. It's perfectly fine. It's fine. It's okay to say, I don't know. It's okay to answer the question that people ask you. It's okay. And while it is difficult to do that, I think we can have a better, more cohesive society once we start doing that more often. It's okay to say we don't know the answer to a question. We don't know the answer to everything. It's just okay. And until we start living that way, until we start this is my opinion, obviously, it's just subjective opinion. But until we start saying oh, okay, and opening our ears, right? Close off your stinking pride. Open your ears and listen to what people are saying. You could learn a lot. I heard it like this, that millionaires, billionaires are always looking to learn. So they're willing to sit down and listen to a homeless guy sitting on the corner who's got wisdom for them. I want to be that way. I'm not saying I want to be a millionaire or a billionaire. What I'm saying is I want to consistently go through life learning and I want to be an observer. I don't think it's really important to put my out there all the time, you know?
Yeah, boy.
Just so that I can be proven wrong, just so I can feel good about myself. I already do as a human. I already do. I don't need to feel good about myself. I think it's such a misnomer. You know what makes me feel better? Giving to people. That makes me feel better? Literally having conversations on lunch with homeless people. That's kind of cool. You know what makes it feel better? My kids, when I come home, and like, Dad! Oh, and real quick before I go back in, it was really cool. I want to say we had a bit of a disagreement the other day with my mother-in-law because we all live together. And she tried to do some things that were a little sneaky, and in my opinion and my wife's opinion, and we decided, and she was gonna talk to her, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should talk to her this time. But you start, and I'll hang out with you. And what I don't want is for her to ever feel ganged up on, because usually the conversations between her and my wife, I let to say, nope, you're good, do your thing. But yesterday on Easter, it was really cool. I was able to mediate and actually bring a resolution to something that usually ends in tantrums on my mother-in-law's side, unfortunately. And it was really cool because I set boundaries, and I don't know if, I'm not trying to get in the man-woman thing, but I set boundaries, and I was like, hey, look, I totally understand that this is what you would like to do. As the children's parents, we need you to come to us. Then we feel like you're investing in our relationship. I just thought that was really cool. I freaking loved it. I loved every moment of it. It was great. But I think I've talked enough. This is Umber Wolf signing off. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Yeah, interesting world we live in, right? I was saying, interesting world we live in. I'm telling you, it's more supernatural than natural. One day all y'all are going to see. This is Umber Wolf signing off. Peace.